Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. The Bachelor Season 29 leading man Grant Ellis has shockingly revealed that he was leaning towards choosing Juliana Pasquarosa after his hometown dates, even though the show made it appear as though he was torn between her and runner-up Lisha up until moments before he proposed to her. Grant and Juliana got engaged at the end of The Bachelor Season 29 after a dramatic season finale during which Grant was portrayed as one of the most indecisive bachelors in history. Lisha was blindsided by their breakup. The Bachelor Season 29 leading man Grant Ellis has shockingly revealed that he was leaning towards choosing Juliana Pasquarosa after his hometown dates, even though the show made it appear as though he was torn between her and Lisha up until moments before he proposed to her. However, in an interview with Us Weekly, Grant revealed that he was sure about Juliana earlier than he appeared to be. He explained that he was torn at the end of The Bachelor Season 29 because when you're the Bachelor or the Bachelorette, and you're on a public platform, you're trying to set an example, you have so many factors that come into play. I knew what my heart wanted, but I also was in a situation where there was somebody else there, and I had a relationship. However, things changed for Grant when he met Juliana's family during her hometown date. He shared, "I started to develop that distance a little bit after hometowns and put together whose family I would fit with more, the environment that I wanted, the vibe that I wanted and the relationship that I wanted." Grant continued, "And then from there, it's just working up the courage and strength to have to make a decision after you've built such a strong relationship with somebody, and then you have to let them down." Grant's revelation that he was leaning toward choosing Juliana after her hometown date is shocking because, after his fantasy suite date with Lisha, he questioned if he should end the show there and leave with Lisha. He also told Lisha "I love you" first, while he only told Juliana that he was falling in love with her at that time. Their relationship, however, developed much differently, and by the time the cameras were rolling on the finale, it was clear that Grant's heart had made up its mind. The episode had left viewers questioning how genuine his feelings were for Juliana, given the raw, intimate nature of his relationship with Lisha. When the finale aired, viewers watched with bated breath as Grant seemed to have a tearful and conflicted conversation with the two women in the final hours before he had to make his decision. To the casual observer, it appeared as though he was caught between two worlds, the emotionally intense bond he had with Lisha and the calm, grounded connection with Juliana. Lisha's hometown date had been full of fireworks. The connection between her and Grant was palpable, and it was clear that they had a spark that couldn't be denied. Lisha's family adored Grant, and the chemistry between her and the Bachelor was undeniable. When Grant and Lisha shared an intimate evening together during their fantasy suite date, things got even more intense, culminating in Grant telling her that he loved her for the first time. In a whirlwind of emotions, it seemed like Lisha was the one who might win his heart. But there was another side to the story, one that only began to emerge in the quiet moments after the hometown dates were over. Juliana's family, while supportive, was not as quick to open up to Grant. Still, Grant couldn't shake the feeling that her grounded, genuine nature aligned more closely with what he was looking for long-term. They had shared many deep, personal conversations throughout the season, but it wasn't until he saw her family dynamic and her deep connection with her loved ones that he knew what he needed in his future partner. "I realized I was drawn to Juliana's sense of peace," Grant confessed in his interview with Us Weekly. "Lisha was exciting and passionate, but Juliana gave me a sense of calm that I didn't know I needed until I saw her family. It was clear to me then what direction I wanted my life to go." Despite this, the editing of The Bachelor led viewers to believe that Grant's decision was much more up in the air. The show cleverly cut between tearful, dramatic scenes of Grant confiding in the camera and agonizing over his final decision, making it look as though he was struggling deeply with whom to choose. The producers created a narrative where Grant appeared emotionally torn between Juliana and Lisha, even though, according to Grant, he had already made up his mind before the finale aired. "I had doubts, but the doubts weren't about the relationship I had with Juliana or Lisha," he explained. "The doubts were about whether I was making the right decision for myself, and whether or not I could follow my heart while also being true to what was expected of me on the show. I felt like I was balancing my love for someone with the pressure to create this perfect love story for everyone watching. As the finale approached, tensions mounted. Lisha, still convinced that she had a special place in Grant's heart, was blindsided by the eventual breakup. When she was sent home, her reaction was raw. The pain on her face was evident as she asked Grant, "Why didn't you choose me?" It was a moment that shocked viewers, as Lisha had come so close to believing that Grant was truly in love with her. "I never wanted to hurt her," Grant said, visibly emotional. "I knew I was going to have to let someone go, and Lisha was a beautiful person. She deserved someone who could love her the way she deserved to be loved, but I knew deep down it wasn't me." The proposal, however, was everything Juliana had dreamed of. The couple's chemistry was undeniable, and the love they shared felt authentic and unwavering, despite the drama and complexity of the journey they had been on. As Grant got down on one knee, the joy in his eyes was evident. The crowd watching from the sidelines cheered as Grant told Juliana, "I choose you. I want to build a life with you." Juliana, teary-eyed and overwhelmed with emotion, responded with a heartfelt yes. Their engagement was filled with love, but it wasn't without its fair share of challenges. The public reaction to their relationship was mixed. While many fans were thrilled by Grant and Juliana's decision to be together, others questioned whether the show's editing had played a role in making the journey seem more complicated than it was. Grant, however, didn't seem bothered by the public's perception of their relationship. "This isn't about what people think," he said. "This is about what's real between us. Juliana and I have something special, and I'm excited to build our future together." In the weeks following the finale, Grant and Juliana took time to adjust to their new relationship dynamics. They appeared in interviews together, radiating happiness and excitement about their future. However, there was still a sense of tension in the air, as many wondered if the pressure of the show would prove too much for the couple. Would their love survive the scrutiny that came with being on The Bachelor? As the weeks passed, Grant and Juliana grew closer, and they made efforts to keep their relationship private, away from the prying eyes of the media. They spent time traveling and exploring their connection in a more private setting, away from the public spotlight. "We're learning how to navigate this new chapter of our lives," Juliana said in a candid interview. "It's not easy, but we're committed to each other, and that's all that matters." Meanwhile, Lisha remained heartbroken but resilient. She had put everything into her journey on The Bachelor, and her exit was painful. In an interview following the finale, Lisha shared her thoughts on her experience. "I truly believed that Grant and I had something real. But at the end of the day, if it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. I have no regrets about my journey, but it doesn't make the heartbreak any easier." Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.